Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Shonda, and I want to ask you a question. Have you been feeling stuck, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or maybe all three? Trust me, I understand how you feel, and I want you to know that God cares about what you're going through. And maybe you're praying, but nothing seems to be changing. You're trusting God, but you still feel heavy. And you know God is able, but you don't know what your next step is. And it can be so overwhelming. I want you to know you are not alone. I've been there. And today I want to share how God helped me shift my mindset when I felt completely stuck. God didn't change my thinking overnight. I had to choose to change. And God doesn't force anything on us. I had to truly trust in Him. So if you're in a season right now where you feel stuck, discouraged, or unsure, stay with me. This message is for you. So I want to share 4 ways God shifted my mindset. First, God showed me that stuck is not a dead end. I want to start off by saying 2025 was a different season for me. I was out of work. I was continuing to look for jobs, and I would not get the jobs that I wanted. I would get interviews, but no doors would open. God kept closing those doors that I wanted to walk through. And I didn't understand why. And as the year went by, I was feeling stuck and discouraged. I thought, Lord, what do you want me to do? I have been in information technology for over 12 years, and that's all I knew. And again, I felt stuck because I wanted to do something different. And I had no clue at the time what that was. So for me, feeling stuck wasn't about laziness or lack of faith. It was about waiting and truly trusting God. And it was about waiting for answers from God, waiting for doors to open, waiting for clarity, waiting for things to just make sense. It was a lot of patience and waiting. And while I was waiting, my mind started to spiral. And I was thinking, God, am I behind? Did I miss something that you said? Why is everyone else moving forward but me? What if nothing changes? All of these negative thoughts were coming through my mind. And outwardly, of course, I still believed in God, but inwardly, my mindset was tired, heavy, and discouraged. And that's when God showed me something. He showed me I wasn't stuck because He stopped working. I was stuck because my thinking needed renewing. He had to change my mindset. One of the first mindset shifts God gave me was this. I want to give you Bible. Psalms 37:7. And it says, "Be still and wait patiently for Him." Woo! Waiting is hard. But God showed me that stillness is not being stagnant. Just because nothing looks like it's moving doesn't mean God isn't working behind the scenes. So many times during this season, I was trying to rush God, which we can't do anyways, but I was surely trying to. Because I wanted Him to do something now. I have been waiting for what I thought was a long time. And sometimes what feels like being stuck is actually God protecting you. It's actually God preparing you for something better. It's also God pruning your perspective. And usually later, He will reveal to you why He closed that door. What a blessing. I had to stop calling the season I was in wasted and start seeing it as intentional. There was purpose behind the waiting. And that shift alone brought me peace. Second, God taught me to change the way I talked. The way I talked to myself, because it wasn't good. This was a big one for me. This was big. God started convicting me about the words I was speaking over myself and over my life. Because I would say things like, I'm behind, I should be further along, nothing is happening. These are lies. Friends, the words we speak over our life is so powerful. We have to speak life over ourselves. I want to say that once I started doing that, when I started speaking life over myself, this verse kept coming back to me. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. That verse gives me so much hope and peace. And God showed me that I couldn't think my way into freedom with the same old negative thoughts that kept me stuck. I had to make a change. So I began replacing those lies with God's truth. And instead of saying, I'm behind, I replaced it and I said, God is ordering my steps. Instead of saying, nothing is happening, I said, God is working even when I can't see it. And then instead of saying, I'm stuck, I said, this is a waiting season, not a wasted one. Do you see the difference there? How when you replace it, how you start to feel better? Your mindset matters more than you realize. It's huge. The third mind shift was God reminded me that my identity is not my season. This one changed everything for me. This was the breakthrough that I needed from God. Because I realized I had started identifying myself by my situation. You know, I was unemployed. I was waiting for a long time. I was unsure. And I was in between, not knowing what's next. But God reminded me in Ephesians 2:10, he said, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Which means my value didn't decrease because my season was uncomfortable. My calling didn't disappear because the timing was unclear. God showed me that who I am in him stays the same, even when my circumstances don't, even when they change. And once I separated my identity from my season, the pressure started lifting off of me and I started feeling God's peace and joy fully. And then number 4, how God shifted my mindset. God taught me to trust his timing, not mine. Now, we all know this part wasn't easy, but it was necessary for me to have this breakthrough that I needed. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. This is one of my favorite verses because God showed me that I was trusting him, but I was still trying to control the situation, right? So I wanted quick answers. I wanted immediate breakthroughs. I wanted visible progress, but God wanted my heart more. He wanted that more than anything else. And he reminded me delay does not mean denial. So sometimes God is aligning things you can't see yet. And I want to encourage you today. If you're feeling stuck, you are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are not failing. God is still writing your story. This season is shaping you, is strengthening you, and is preparing you for what God has next. And it's going to be big. It's going to be wonderful. I want to say this. If you are ready for encouragement, clarity, and faith-filled support as you walk through your healing journey, I would love to walk with you. I've recently stepped into my calling as a Christian life coach with Becoming Her Again. And it's helping women heal emotionally, renew their mindset, and grow spiritually through God. And you can find more information in the description below. I will link it for you. So if this video encouraged you today, please like, comment, and share it with another sister who may feel stuck. I get it. And I want you to remember, feeling stuck is not the end of your story. God is still moving. Have a blessed and wonderful day.